It's Sunday the 15th of December in the Vendée Globe, the skipper's 35th day at sea, and things are getting exciting. The gaps between the top three have really closed up, as have those between 4th and 13th. Charlie Dalin gives us an update out on the water, and he's been looking at the picture as to what's been happening behind, why the gaps have closed and what's coming up, but at the same time enjoying a bit of filet mignon on his boat. We then take a look at the tracker, the leaderboard, some PredictWind routing options at this really interesting time with this dynamic weather, and then an update from Sam Goodchild, and he shows us through his food bag, and instead of filet mignon for him, it's mac and cheese.
It's happy to be leading. Yeah, even though I haven't been very favored by the weather in the past days and in the coming days. So I got caught a bit, and that will carry on like this for a while. But yeah, still, I'd rather be ahead than behind. So currently I'm waiting for the front to overtake me, and that will allow me to jibe and head southeast towards the ice gate again. And what will happen is we'll be bumping into this sort of like trough, like no wind area north of the low pressure, and we'll get a bit of wind once the high pressure starts to get closer to us. But at least we have like a 1,000 nautical mile, 25 knot run on starboard that should start off today at some point. And then after that it's pretty unclear. Nonetheless, routing seems to be relatively fast to Cape Horn, and we should get there at some point, hopefully not far after Christmas. And yeah, it looks like we might be seeing a compression, even though it's not perfect science, so wait and see. And like I said, I'm not gonna stop the boat to go back to their group, we keep pushing forward, and we'll see what happens. Yes, Yoann has overtaken Seb, and it looks like he will be. He already has taken advantage of the weather, compressing weather in the past few days. They caught the front before me, and as I had to do like a southeast northwest course before, so they gained quite a lot of me, and looking at the situation that should carry on a bit like this, or maybe a bit later when we no, I think right now. Unfortunately, right now, because we have a bit more left in his wind on the southern knot stretch to the ZDA, so you should be able to do like a lower course, lower angle. We'll probably meet again at some point. I was expecting a round the world fight with him, so I guess that's why we're going to start again. Well, pleasure to be here, first of all. It's great to be sailing south of New Zealand as we speak. And a simple pleasure this morning. I had this filet mignon piece of meat in my daily bag of food. It was a nice pleasure to get some slices for breakfast this morning. And also when every once in a while when I pop my head outside to check things and I see an albatross, I can't. It's so impressive, their flight, and it looks like they reach almost aerodynamical perfection, and their flight is so smooth and seems so smooth and effortless, and with efficiency in gliding, which looks pretty incredible, and it's always amazing to see them fly around like that.
The tracker at 0600 shows just how much this lead has been cut, with Yoann Richomme just now 82 nautical miles behind Charlie Dalin. The difference now, though, for the last 48 hours we have seen Yoann Richomme and Seb Simon come down in stronger winds, but Charlie Dalin now has the breeze and his instantaneous speed is 24.4 knots. If we look at the tracks of the different boats, Dalin has had to take a number of jibes to get to this position, whereas both Yoann Richomme and also Seb Simon have managed to take a far straighter route, and this has been hugely beneficial to them, and the battle for the lead and the overall race is truly back on. It's not just at the front where this compression has taken place, and if we look at the gaps between 4th and 13th, the distances have really shrunk. And this is a situation where the leaders of this group aren't going to get the stronger winds for a bit. And you can see there how the course that Thomas Rouillon has had to take with a huge jibing angle and also in very light winds. If we take a look at his instantaneous speed of 7 knots, when you compare that to Boris Herrmann, who's in 10th place, 22.8 knots, and has really closed the gap. He is now just 20 nautical miles behind Paul Milhat in 9th place, and another 20 miles ahead is Yannick Besthaven, whereas that gap was nearly 500 miles. And so all the way from 4th to 13th now, those places are completely up for grabs as well. And the boats at the back, you can see there in those reds, the stronger winds, whereas those further to the east in the blues, the very light winds, those gaps are going to close and close. The latest ranking reinforces just how much those gaps have closed. Remember, Yoann Richomme was over 500 nautical miles behind Charlie Dalin just 5-6 days ago. If we scroll down, we can see there the gaps between 4th and 10th now much smaller, just that 250 nautical mile gap between them. And Boris Herrmann coming down on the stronger breeze, as are Justine Metreau, Sam Davies and Clarisse Kramer. If we look there, we've got Pip Hare there now in 15th place. Decent average speed of 18.6 knots, faster than those around her. And Damien Seguin, who was in those hugely strong winds yesterday. On sailworld.com we reported that he broke a chain plate but has managed to jury rig that. Do take a look at the site to see the story about that. In 18th there we've got Jean Le Cam, the leading daggerboard boat. And if we scroll down a bit further, in 27th we've got Conrad Coleman, and I know we've got a lot of followers of his on this channel. Here, Richard Gladwell, sailworld.com's New Zealand editor, has used PredictWind for Charlie Dalin on the left and Yoann Richomme on the right. And we can see how there is a hugely dynamic weather picture ahead. And with their slightly different starting positions, they are taking different routes. And there are, of course, some similarities, but it is going to be nip and tuck the entire way across the Pacific Ocean here. And this is going to be a battle that I think we're going to see the lead change at different times and different options taken in these different weather conditions that they are going to encounter as they approach Cape Horn. The routing options for Boris Herrmann show that he has got things far simpler. Those deep reds which are over the white boat there, you can see how he just follows the ice boundary and that breeze stays with him, whereas ahead is lighter winds, and this is just going to play into his hands and make up for what was a relatively poor start for the race for him. And then that breeze continues for him as he makes his way through the Pacific Ocean, past Point Nemo and on his way to Cape Horn.
Hello, and here we've got our day bag of foods. That's what I get per day, day 35. The first bit is my advents calendar. So this is day 14 in the advents calendar. A little superhero with a message from my stepdaughter on it. And then we've got some Revels today. I've been waiting for these for over a month now. I've known they're somewhere. Then we've got, what have we got for dinner today? We've got mac and cheese. We've got meatballs with pasta. Then we've got some nuts. We've got some dried fruit. We've got some little mackerel and some bits like that. That's today's food. See ya.
Thank you for watching today. We will continue to bring you the latest news as this exciting period of the race unfolds. Also take a look at sailworld.com and yachtsandyachting.com where we bring you news throughout the day. And please do subscribe to our channel using the button down here if you haven't already. Many thanks.